Uh, Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session. Thanks for joining on this Friday for this educational session where you're gonna learn more about how you can actually learn basics of US taxes. So, the primary goal is to understand how we, being in India, can actually work in the domain of US taxes, right? So, we will go through the whole journey, how those opportunities were actually introduced to India and what kind of opportunities are there for us to work, right? And slowly we will be introduced to basics of US taxes. But yes, questions to you guys. So where are you joining from? You can put your answers in the chat panel. So put your answers in the chat panel. Where are you joining from? Good morning, guys. You can respond to me on the chat panel. Thank you. Yeah. So I can see Vivek is joining from Chandigarh, Saurav from Odisha, Mohammed Lal, Ahmedabad, Shubhmay from Kolkata, Vinay from Jaipur, Sandeep from Ahmedabad. Hi Sandeep, Abhishek Rajput from Ahmedabad, Jay Seth from Rajkot, Arjun from Ahmedabad. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining in. So this is going to be a very interesting session. Perfect. So guys, let us just try to understand what we are trying to do. So Jay is from Morbi. Wow, fantastic. So the city of tiles. Vandana from Vadodara, our very own Baroda, one of the best cities that I have visited. Honestly, what a decent people that this city have. So yeah, guys, few let's say things to follow in this particular webinar, right? um, so whenever you have a question, right, to our panelist, so put that into a Q&A panel, right? So that is for specifically ask any questions to our panelist or speaker, right? And if keep it more and more engaging, right? Put your cell phones aside so you can actually get into the insights of US tax industry, right? And you can ask more and more questions through Q&A panel. Put your phone on a silent mode so you can actually be part of this session. We will keep it concise for 60 minutes today and 60 minutes tomorrow. um, so without any further delay, I'm gonna introduce uh, our our faculties. Um, we have two eminent faculty today joining with us, right? Uh, Rishabh Jain, he's a CPA himself, and now he is uh, preparing for his uh, enrolled agent course, right? So if I can share you in a brief, so Rishabh is a chartered accountant of United States. So that's what something that I can say, and he's an Indian chartered accountant as well. Uh, Secondly, he's preparing for enrolled agent, one of the highest designation, right? And currently working in one of the overseas US firm, um, right? So he is going to walk you through the the overall US industry, evolution of US industry, and how you can be part of this massively growing industry, right? And So yeah, Rishabh, I will hand over the mic to you. But before that, I'll just quickly also uh, introduce our another faculty, right, which is Mr. Rajesh Chudasma. He's an enrolled agent himself. He has a fantastic journey from US tax professional to an enrolled agent. So he has worked immensely hard for 5 to 6 years in the industry, and then he thought, he should take a designation for himself, right? So he prepared for it. His journey is truly inspiring for me as well, right? Where he prepared and he became a professional and qualified tax professional in the United States. So hi, Rajesh bhai. Hi, Rishabh. Thank you so much for joining and sharing your knowledge. Yeah, please welcome all the audience.
Hello guys, good morning. This is Rishabh Jain and a very warm welcome of everyone who's there. This is Rishabh Jain. A very brief introduction of myself. I am from city of Blue Cities. My city is called as Blue Cities because I am from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. I'm working in a US based taxation firm from past 4 years. Like my overall experience is around 4 years, and I'm a qualified certified public accountant from USA. I have an active license in from State Board of Montana, and my major area of expertise, when I say about the expertise area in taxation, is from the corporate side where I prepare and review various returns across USA. So this is all about me. What about you guys? How are you feeling right now? If you have anything for me, please don't forget. Don't be scared to mention anything. There's the chat box. You can write anything, whatever you like. You want to ask me anything, please feel free. And welcome all into this webinar.
Yes, Rajesh bhai.
Over to you, Rajesh.
Yeah, good morning, friends. Myself, Rajesh, and I have been this, US taxation like almost 6 years of experience. And before 1.5 years back, I was only a BCom graduate, and I achieved this degree, at the age of 42. So, uh, at this age, if I get, achieve this degree, so you can also do that. So yeah, these are have a good opportunity in this world. So yeah, this is all from my side.
Yes, we want to know everything about it, what are the opportunities and how this industry is rapidly growing. So yeah, we want to know everything, right? So yes, I mean, Rishabh, we hand over the mic to you, right? So please walk us through the overall US industry, how it has been growing and the background. Over to you, Rishabh.
I guess we have lost. Okay, guys, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, we can, Rishabh.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Sorry, I just got disconnected. Nevertheless, so let's start the session. Welcome all, and just like Vanda have mentioned that she's excited about this webinar, and so am I. I'm so much excited with all of you. Let's start with one thing before we jump into the US taxation industry. Guys, please go get your chai, coffee, tea, and just like me, I'm having my coffee, and it's like a coffee with Rishabh. We will not be gossiping about others' life, and then we will be gossiping or making our life better by knowing the industry, by knowing the US taxation. And because of that, your life will be better. Your life will be going into such a direction you will be you won't have to look behind. So welcome all. Before we start, there is a polling session. How many of you are from like who are the students and how many of you are working professionals? So we would like to have your answers. I guess we have 59% of participation as of now. Please show your all your answers on this polling session. Perfect. I'm getting the results. So as of now, I can see like around 90% of the people or the general public is working professional, and hardly 5 to 10% people are students. So this webinar caters to everyone who's a working professional, everyone who wants to come into US taxation, wants to know more about the US taxation, how the US taxation is working as of now in India, what is the market size, how we are going to make a career, how we are going to grow in our life. Every single answer you will be getting right now. And with this, let's start the session. I'll be sharing my screen. Please let me know if you can see the screen or not. Give me a second, guys. Guys, please let me know if you can see the screen. Perfect. And it's visible. Okay, guys. So does anyone have any idea who was the person behind the liberalization, globalization policy? Any guesses? The name of the personality? MMS. What's the full form of this? Perfect. So because of Dr. Manmohan Singh, back then in 1990s, he was the person who brought all these liberalization, globalization policy. And because of him, today you, me, Rajesh bhai, Amrit, and we are sitting and we are enjoying our life. We are making our life better because of this personality. Because of this, he opened the way or doors, and all of the world was able to see what potential that India is having. Because of this guy, back then in 1990s, US started noticing that there is huge market in India. There is huge potential among the Indians. These guys can save the cost. These guys can make their work done in India. And when I came into this industry, before I came into this industry, people started giving me one word that Indian people are cheap. Indian people have a cheap labor. But I actually do not like this word. We are not cheap. We are not some kind that we do our work in a very low cost. But the thing is that we are highly potential, we are highly qualified, and we stand at par with the Americans. And because of this, when people in America start looking at us, they see that yes, we can outsource the work to India. We can make our life better and easily, and with all these benefits that Americans can have, the many companies started to come in India. And because of the cost effective solution, because of the talented Indians, most of the works was transferred or outsourced in India. And to the to if you might have noticed, there is a tiny difference between US and India, and this was another advantage. This was the another benefit that the work was being transferred in India. Now, as you have seen over the years, that because of Geo, our life has been better. We are able to use like 100 and with whatever they are able to do. Guys, are you able to listen me properly? Like, is there any kind of difference? Like, because
Yeah,
I got a
Rishabh,
message.
we lost you for a while. We lost you for a while. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So, is it clear right now?
Yes, now it is.
Perfect. Maybe due to internet connectivity. So when we think about the Americans, why these people are transferring the work to India? Because first thing is the Indian people, Indian crowd. We have the most beautiful language. We can fluently communicate with the Americans. We can fluently express our feelings with the Americans, and this is the one of the most biggest advantage. I was working with my colleague, and he was basically into IT sector, and he said two things to me that China has the worst language barrier and the worst internet service in China. Whenever he tried to connect with the Chinese people and try to work with these people, first thing, they do not understand their language. They always have this issue, what they are trying to say, what they are trying to communicate. And second thing, that whenever they try to connect with the servers of the US, it gets disconnected, and these are the advantages which we are able to give to other people. We have a better internet services. We have 300 Mbps of internet speed. We have infrastructures well established, and moreover, our beloved Narendra Modi has set up such beautiful foreign policies that it has opened heart for millions and millions of people in India. Because of this, our IT sector is booming. Because of this, our BPO sector is booming. Our KPO sector has been moving. So, guys, up till here, do you have anything? Would you like to know more about the uh, background of the US taxation if we want to have?
Hi guys, I think we are losing Rishabh for a while. Let us wait for some times till he join again. Rishabh,
I am back.
yes.
Yes.
Rishabh, can you set up your mic if you can put your microphone on the headphone settings. I think your voice is coming from the laptop, so that is why it is coming from a distance. So if you can set your microphone and select
Mhm.
a headphone instead of a laptop voice, right? Our audience would able to hear your voice much clearly. So can you change the settings, please? Meanwhile, I have just launched a poll.
It is basically on the microphone itself. Probably it's my issue with the headphone that the voice is not loud and clear.
Okay, okay, okay. Can
Okay,
you?
maybe let's just switch it to the laptop and see whether
Yes,
it's
yes,
clear or
yes,
not.
please. Please try that. Yeah.
Can you hear right now? Like, how's the quality?
Much better, much better. Yeah,
Much
please.
better.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, guys, there's one poll that has been raised. I guess. Meanwhile, we have any kind of question or something? Let me check.
Not yet. Rishabh, we
Nothing.
can, we can continue. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Moving ahead. Now, there was one word that I have mentioned, that cost saving. When I started studying for my CP exams, so basically back then in 2019, CP exams were not conducted in India. The closest to India it was in Dubai. So when I was there, I was studying over there. I was appearing for my CPA exams, and I see a lot of people who are from Philippines, who are from China, who are from Pakistan, who are from India, and they were doing all kind of work. Someone was the waiter over there. Philippines mostly do the waitering services and these kind of things. When I came into this industry, people start keep saying one word, that we are cheap labor, we are cheap labor, we are cheap labor. But the thing is that it's not like that. First thing, we are not going to America. We are sitting in India. We are sitting in our hometown. We are doing the work for the Americans, for their taxes. Now, if we are earning certain thing, From their point of view, it's cost effective. From our point of view, it's cost beneficial. The thing is that there's a purchase power parity, because of which we have a difference between their earning. Now, simply put, if a fresher, just for the sake of an example, if a fresher is there who's there in USA, and he has started his journey as a US tax preparer, he might be earning somewhere around 55,000 to $60,000 in USA. Whereas that same person who is a qualified CPA or qualified EA, whatever, he might be earning $20,000 in India, nearby. The range can be go in the upper side as well. So I'm just giving a vague number right as of now. So if we think from the Indian point of view, are we cost do you really think we are cheaper? No, it's not like that. Just because of the purchasing power parity, the costs are being very much lower in India, and due to this concept, which is called as PPP, we are very much easy. We can like the Americans can outsource the work, and they can have a cost effectiveness. There was one thing going across in USA, that there are around 300,000 people who have left or are not into US taxation, and because of which the most of the work is being transferred or being outsourced to India. On this particular area, Rajesh bhai would be able to give more idea about it. So Rajesh bhai, can you please give more insights about the this particular area?
Yes, about the US industry, like we have recently we have a about the survey. There, most of the many of the companies are dissolved due to the next generations are not able to keep on carrying on this work. So they are dissolved, and we are getting a good opportunity to work on that. So we have a huge demand of this type of work in India. So
Yeah,
we will have a better opportunity in the coming years.
absolutely. I agree with Rajesh on this. I have been working in US industry since 3 years, and there is a cost advantage involved while
Mhm.
you're working for US. So let's take it as an example. When US individuals or businesses are trying to buy product or services from US itself, right? So they will need to spend in dollars, and everything will be on an equal stage and ground. But if they actually import it from India, right, it will have its cost advantage. And even at the same time, Indian economy is benefiting from export of services. Our Indian government is actually promoting export, service export and product exports, because that has resulted into increase in foreign exchange. So there are substantial benefits given to those who are actually doing service exports, and that benefit is passed on to those actually working in the US industry. So uh, if you see people who are working in US industry, you will find they have much better pay scale, and they also have a better work life balance. So Rishabh has also been working in the US industry, and Rajesh has been working. So how has been work life balance for you? You have also worked in domestic industry. So Rishabh, my question to you, how the work life balance has been so far on this? And I'll ask another question to Rajesh post that how the pay scale is different from domestic taxes and uh, domestic pay scale and international pay scale. So yeah, Rishabh, over to you. How the work life balance has been, in the US industry?
So first thing first, the work-life balance is superb. I generally work 5 days a week. Even in during the busy season, I have to work 6 days a week. But it's not hard and fast that I have to sit in my chair for like another 10 hours, 15 hours, or 20 hours. People over there are so much flexible, are so much helpful, and they have such a beautiful aura that whenever you face any kind of difficulty, they say, okay, fine, just enjoy. If you are having certain issues, go take some rest, come again and work on it. First thing. Second thing, they always maintain the workload on a particular person. When I say workload, they do not overload any person in terms of working hours. So if a person is working for like 40 hours or 50 hours per week, they will never overburden you. Now, third thing is that if they are giving you some extra work, then definitely they will be giving you some monetary benefits out of it. So if your budgeted hours are like 40 hours or 50 hours, and now if you are going overboard, then definitely you will be getting some sort of monetary benefits out of it. So this is how I enjoy my working life. And on top of it, it's basically cherry on the topping. I'm doing work from home. I have my family in my home. My wife is there, my mother is there. I can take care of them within my home. I can earn money and I can do whatever things I like to do. So this is the work life balance that I am getting. It's kind of a blessing that I have joined into this US taxation, and I have never looked back. I have never looked back in terms of mental pressure. There is minimum mental pressure in terms of hard working. Yes, I do have to do a lot of hard work during the seasons, but it's not like that. I just cribble about it that why I'm so overloaded, I'm so mentally harassed. This kind of things are never being seen in my past 4 years of experience.
Great, great insights. Rajesh, from
Yeah.
your experience, what do you think? How, I mean, I don't want to get you into the core details of the pay scale,
Mhm.
but how the pay scales of the Indian, let's say domestic pay scales and US pay scales are different. I mean, just from your experiences.
You know, like in India, we do have like very basic level, because I said my experience. I was only become graduate, so at that times I'm not like 2 to 4 lakhs per annum is very enough, right,
Mhm,
for that particular as per my degree. But when I joined in this field, so at the entry level, whatever I get as a fresher level, what I get in at the experience level, like at almost like 4 to 6 lakh package. And after having a degree, I got like almost everyone like 12 to 15 lakh package you will
mhm.
get. And
Yeah.
even on weekends, we do have like weekends like Saturday, Sunday, holiday. Only
Mhm,
5 days working. And in Indian, generally we have work on weekends, like in Saturday, and even on Sunday we have to work in Indian industry. and
mhm,
uh,
mhm.
and even on taxes, if you do extra hours, then you will get extra pay apart from your basic salary. So and we also get some sort of bonus and commissions from the client side as well, in the terms of dollars. So in compared to Indian and USA, US is far better than Indian industry, as per my knowledge.
Great, great insights. Honestly, even I have got experience of working in the domestic industry for 9 years. Nothing against anyone, but end of the day, we want to make our families happy,
Yeah.
right? And so there is a philosophy that money cannot buy everything, but probably 90% of it, right? And that 90% matters, right? And definitely, we would like to take this advantage because I think we have a capability to understand complex taxes. Our Indian tax is much more complex, compared to US is much sorted. So if we can understand US such a complex tax or such a complex processes that we have, then definitely, we can actually work in the US taxes. So yeah, Rishabh, continuing our conversation about the post liberalization, we got opportunity, right, where overseas company would be able to invest and they would be able to open offices in India, right? That's where the outsourcing culture came in, right?
Exactly.
So US tax firms or CPA firms would open their offices, or they would o- outsource their services to Indian offices, and that's where the tax professionals would be able to, they will get an opportunity to work in those overseas offices. Let's say Big Four, or whether it is outsourcing firms like Integrity, right? And
Right.
that's where the employment in on a bigger level generated. So please walk us through the through the other insights. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Before I move on to the industry area, there's one more question that people generally keep on asking me is that how long this industry is going to continue, whether this is a small bubble, or if we came into this industry, will we are going to survive or not. So a very short acute answer on this industry is going to boom in upcoming next couple of years. And why I'm saying so is that in the upcoming slides you will have a clear picture about the tax industry, the size of the tax industry in USA, number of people working over there. I'm just going to give you a very brief or a overview about the overview about this US tax industry. But to my experience, and I'm currently earning my bread and butter with the help of this industry, and I can say one thing, that this industry is not going to end anytime soon, but this industry is going to grow more and more and more, just because of one thing. Please ignore the cost, keep the cost saving, cost everything aside. The one most powerful thing that I have observed in my career is the skilled labor. I'll give you one example. When I joined back then in 2019, or maybe nearby 2020, when I joined a particular firm, it took me just 2 months to understand the entire US taxation. And this was the wordings, or sent me a email and they said me one thing, that Rishabh, you have been a valuable asset. Just in 2 months, you are matching those people who are having an experience of 4 years or 5 years. And after that day, I have never looked back. My growth rate, if you want to listen or want to understand what is my growth rate in past 3 years, I'll be coming to that as well. But have some patience. Moving ahead. Now let's talk about the US taxation industry. The entire US taxation industry in USA, not in India. In USA, it's around $4.4 trillion. I don't even know how many zeros are going to be fitted in this $4 trillion. It's around $4.4 trillion in USA. And around 8 million people are working in USA across different domains, specifically related to taxation. I'll give you one example. Like, there are tax collectors who are working specifically with the IRS. Now, what exactly is IRS? IRS is India, in just like we have income tax department in India. Similarly, in USA, it is called as IRS. We are not going into details what exactly IRS is. Let's just forget it. Just consider IRS as Indian income tax. Okay. Now, there are tax preparers, there are tax reviewers, then there are software developers, then there are attorneys, then there are accountants. So these are the people who are involved in the taxation industry as of 2023. Please, Amrit, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how many of you guys are watching Shark Tank right now. Put that into the comment, guys. And who is your favorite shark? So in Shark Tank, we often, come across this term called TAM, right? Total addressable market, right? So that's what decides, how much, a scale of a particular business can be. So it depends on the percentage of market ability to capture the percent of the market that you can capture, right? And you can see the 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 share of tax industry in the US GDP. And US is a superpower, right? And 25.5% of the GDP is captured by the tax revenue, right? And definitely, let's say, I'm involved in a lot of hiring processes, and I've hired more than 100 individual, time to time taken more than 700 interviews, right? And I always tell people that you should join the best company. That is the determinant for your growth, right? So of course company will select the best candidates, but candidates should also select the best companies. So here it goes, right? So where there is a growth or where there is opportunity, that's where, somewhere you guys should be the part of. So yeah, Rishabh, I think the opportunity looks huge, and I think there is a shortage of tax professionals as well, because as on
Exactly.
date, I think there are about 85,000 tax professionals are there, right? And
Right.
they need more and more tax professionals to join uh, their league. So just giving you more insights on that. Integrity has more than 2,000 headcounts currently working, right? And we are hiring more and more people, right? So what does that, you know,
Mhm.
actually giving an idea? So that gives us an idea there is a demand of the tax professionals, right? And they need more and more resources to fulfill that gap.
Right.
Right. So the earlier, take the earlier advantage, right, and learn everything about taxes, right? So it is something that, you know, before something that you want to embark, we want to make you available with all the possible information, right? So you can make a right decision, right? So yeah, Rishabh, please continue.
So, if you can see on the screen, there are around 500,000 people who are currently working specifically for the US taxation industry. When I say specifically for the US taxation industry, it means that these people are involved in preparing the returns, reviewing the returns, or even providing the tax consultancy. So, this is the bare minimum. This is not the exact number, this is the average number, which for from year 2023, where the people are involved in these kind of work in the US taxation industry. But looking at this number, it is not good enough, and this is the reason more and more work is being outsourced in India. And if people might start asking me that why India is being the source or the center of attraction for the US taxation. It is just because of one thing that I'm focusing is the skilled labor, the people who we are, the way we talk, the way we express. This is the main reason why more and more work is being outsourced in India. And to the now let's talk about the Indian industry. Currently, previously we were talking about the US area, US TEM, as Amrit has mentioned. Currently, as this is again not an exact number, this is a bare minimum average number. Currently in India, US taxation industry is around in a range from 8,000 to 10,000 crore industry. Now, this industry is growing at a rate of 5 to 10% per annum. But please make sure this is not the exact number. This number can go even on the higher end. So this industry is going at a very rapid speed. Uh, there are more and more career opportunities. Just like Amrit have mentioned that as of now, Integrity is having 2,000 employees working in their firm in their PPO, and they are even hiring right now. This is the peak season. This is the busy season, and even we want more people who can work into US taxation. And as of now, there are around 85,000 EAs who are working as a tax professional, and nearly 35,000 people who are there who are working, who are having the CPA title and working as a tax professional here in India. So again, I'm saying this industry is huge. There's a huge opportunity, there's a huge market for your growth from the career perspective, from money making perspective. Now, moving ahead, this is the most favorite part. This is the area where people keep on asking me, you have told us everything about the US taxation, when it started, what is the Indian market, everything. Just talk about something that what is beneficial for us. So this is the beneficial thing for you guys. पैसा ही पैसा होगा. So so it's true. So it's true. Basically, once you came into this industry, I'm sorry. So once you have entered into US taxation, there is no looking back. So when I started my journey back then in 2019, even at that point of time, the salary range was something different just because of COVID. Uh, you won't believe I have grown like around 316% in past 3 years in terms of salary. Okay, now if a person who's as a fresher he's entering into US taxation, or if he is an experienced person, this is again an average number. This number varies from company to company, area to area, locality to locality, and metro cities to metro cities. This is the average number. So if you enter into US taxation, you might get a salary in a range from 4 to 6 lakh per annum. And if you are a tax experienced person, your range can be higher on the higher end, for which could go beyond 10 lakh. When we talk about the experienced person, there are multiple factors involved, but let's for the time being, let's ignore this experienced person. Let's focus on those people who are willing, who just who are just a fresher into this industry. And if you are a fresher into this industry, you will be getting a salary of nearby 4 to 6 lakh, which is way more higher than an MBA, which is more higher than a person who is just a graduate, a become graduate, or a BA graduate. So definitely there is a huge advantage in terms of salary. Now if you are an experienced person, your experience if you are an experience, there are multiple factors involved in it. One of the biggest factor which is being involved is the degree which you are going to hold, whether it's an EA degree, whether it's a CPA degree. These two degrees will play a major role. Now these two degrees are specifically meant for the person who wants to come or who wants to enter into US taxation area. Yes, Amrit, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I completely agree. So let's say entry barrier somewhere, I think, that has been reduced because, this is purely on the skilled based, right? So if you know and understand US taxes, you can definitely make an entry to US, and then the growth is tremendous, I can see. So, normally we say that degrees don't matter, but when we say, we got to work in the offshoring industry, or we are working in the big four or those overseas firms, right? So they have a basic criteria. It gives them a confidence. If you hold a US qualification, then definitely it adds a value, right? So entry is easy, right? Compared to, because you don't have to pass a systematic examination with your current degree. You can definitely learn it, and you can put that on the work, and you can start your journey, right? Over a period of time you will get a growth based on experience, but you will get exponential growth based on your degree. So yeah, I think that would be the proper, if I can put it right. Right, Rishabh?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you need to have a degree if you want to uh, make your presence in US taxation. So yes, definitely there is no entry barrier. But if you want to grow just like me, the as I've already mentioned that in past 3 years or 4 years, I have my growth rate is around 316%. Now, if you are going to take out the calculator and just trying to multiply this number with the percentage that I have mentioned, it's completely different. It will be completely different because I'm not going to share my actual salary. Trust me. And whatever number you are getting on your calculator is completely different. It might be higher. Okay. So yes, if you are most welcome if you want to learn something about the US taxation. But if you want to grow in US taxation, definitely you need to have a backing of a degree. And Rajesh Bhai was continuously mentioning one thing, that because of one particular degree, he is growing at a very high speed. Moving ahead, so yes, there is one more question that is being asked again and again about the job security. Uh, Currently, there's one of my friend. He keeps on talking about one thing. Whenever we have a chai or coffee on a table, he keeps on saying one thing. भाई यार recession आ रहा है अमेरिका में. भाई यार recession आ रहा है अमेरिका में. Trust me, that guy is completely unaware of the if whether there is any kind of recession in America or not. If there is any kind of recession, then I won't be sitting over here. Okay, now if you are seeing certain post on Instagram or on LinkedIn that this person has laid off these many people over the years, like Microsoft has laid off like thousands of people, Amazon has laid off. So the person who are being laid off, they are not exactly doing the work which we are going to do, which we are going to enter. So the work which we are going is the brain work, and our brain is involved, directly involved. And to the best experience that I can share, we are having 100% of job security. I have never seen any person in my experience that has been laid off just because of there is some kind of recession, either in USA or in India or across the world. I have never seen any person who is being laid off. There is no person who is my friend or who is my colleague that has been laid off in past 4 years. So there is 100% job security, and I've been focusing on one word, that more and more work will be outsourced to India. And if more and more work is going to be outsourced in India, there will be no chance of laying off, rather than there will be chances of getting more opportunities in India. Yes, Amrit, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think I completely agree to it. So somewhere layoffs are there where people are hired at magical packages. Honestly, here I can see, 4 lakh to 6 lakh, very realistic packages where people are being hired. So chances of getting rough increases when, people are hired at 1 crore, 1.5 crore
Right.
salaries. So yeah, I mean, that is a completely need base where, I have been coming from the technological industry, right, where there are projects and you need to complete there on time. So that's where, this fast hiring is done. And once those projects are over, or if, they get probably, pass or based on the results, if definitely they go past, the salary increases. But, the chances if they go fail, unfortunately they have to lay off. What happened with the Baiju as well. And then there are
Exactly.
other companies like Google, Facebook, right? So that's where, people were slashed in the Twitter earlier Twitter as well. So yeah, I mean, this is a very stable industry in my perspective as well, where the packages are on a realistic ground, right? And for people from the commerce stream, definitely they are setting up a good standards, right? So entering into this industry uh, uh, is much more beneficial to them, and practically I think there is a job security as well. So one of the thing even I realize that if we join a US tax industry, culturally also we learn a lot. So in Indian system, or let's say domestic system, the kind of software and technology that we use, right? US is way ahead of that, and the kind of software that they naturally use, right? So somewhere I feel there is a technological advantage of joining US as well. But yes, I would let you continue on your presentation. Yes, I think salary comparison, I think we have done it. There is a good, I think, what else we are going to cover, Rishabh?
Yes. Now we are going to cover on the area which have Amrit previously said. Now, okay, now you have told about the US TAM, about the job opportunities, the salary aspects, the beautiful US taxation industry. Okay, we get it, we get it. Now tell us how many companies are there in India who are providing, who are giving this kind of work. And as Amrit have mentioned, that integrity is one of the largest, I can say, outsourcing firm across India. We are having like Rajesh, bhai, can you just give me exact number where we are established as of now,
When
where we
I
have operations?
yes, when we are when I joined Integrity, it's almost about 50 people, like 5 years back, and now it's almost 2,000, almost 2,000 people in industries, and we have branches across all over India. Like in Gujarat, we do have like in Baroda, Surat, and in Jaipur, Rajkot, there are a lot, Chandigarh, Cochin. Even recently, we have opened our branch in Kolkata as well. So, there are lots of opportunity in integrity.
Perfect. So as Rajesh bhai have mentioned, that Integrity is one of the largest outsourcing
Yes.
firm in India. Apart from that, now let's focus on the firms that you have commonly heard. Maybe Maybe some of the people from this US taxation industry, I have heard these names. They are currently working in these industry. PwC, EY, KPMG. These are the firms that are listed in Big Four. And then we have RSM, Video, KSDT. Now again, KSDT is one of the outsourcing firm. They have came into India in back then in, I guess, 2022. Moving ahead, we have Clark Shefford Hackett, we have Citron Cooperman, we have PKF O'Connor. These are again not the outsourcing company, but these are the firms that have presence in USA, and they have established their office in India. Now this number does not end here. Let me show you the actual list, a list of 2023 where these are being ranked. Now there are 100 firms that are listed, that are considered as top 100, and out of this 100, nearby 50 of these companies have the presence in India. These companies, the name which you are which is visible on your screen, these companies have the offices in USA, and they are having offices in India. Whereas there are many more companies just like Integrity that are being outsourcing work from USA, across USA, not from the USA, across the USA. But the leading is Integrity. Now, if you can see it, we have Deloitte, we have PwC, Ernst and Young, KPMG, RSM, BDO, Grant Thornton, Forbes, Baker Tilly, Crowe. These firms have the presence in India. Have the presence in India. I'm going ahead. We have Viplify, we have Armanio, we have Eisner Emperor, we have Witham, we have PK of O'Connor. These companies have presence in India. If you go on LinkedIn and you search these names, you will find their presence in India. These are operational in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Gujarat. Even many companies are there in Rajasthan as well. So we have Skitch, we have BPM, we have then we which company is there? We have MGO, we have CADS. These all firms have the presence in India. So in terms of opportunities, there are hundreds of companies that have presence in India. They are hiring as of now. They are hiring at a very exponential speed. There is huge opportunity for the people who are there in US taxation. And one more thing I would like to add there, one of my friend have recently mentioned that he was working in Indian auditing firm, and he is basically a chartered accountant. And he said me one thing, भाई please मुझे अपनी कंपनी में ले ले, मैं auditing को छोड़ के US taxation में आऊंगा. So these are the benefits that you can get in terms of money, in terms of work-life balance, in terms of every single thing which you have dreamt about, which you are thinking to grow your careers, you can get into US taxation industry. And mark my words, once you have entered into this industry, you don't have to look back. I give you my personal experience. I give you my personal experience back then in 2017 when I have joined sorry, I was basically doing CA, and I was frustrated by failing again and again. So at that point of time, I do not have the access of internet just like we have today. I used to pay 350 rupees and just get 1 GB, which I have to use the entire month. So back then, there was no person who was guiding me. I was throwing my darts in darkness, and I was so scared that whether I'm going into a right direction or not. But today, when I took that decision, when I cleared my CPA and I joined a certain organization, till date, I'm so damn happy that I haven't looked back. I'm saying this thing because I have the experience. I have seen that people will tell you that this industry is not going to boom. This industry will end sometime soon. But the thing is that those people who are talking about the US taxation, they do not have the knowledge, they do not have the experience, whereas I am having the experience. Have thrown that arrow in darkness, and today I'm not looking back. I'm growing, I'm growing, and I'm growing. There is huge market opportunities in India. In India, I'm not talking about the USA, I'm talking about India. There are many more organizations that are coming into India, and by the end of 2024, around this is again a rough number, more than 100 firms are going to come. So over to you, Amrit.
And I would like to add one more thing. So, like Indian chartered, are also, gradually converting to the CPA firms, and they're also, searching for the works for the, USA work and tax on accounting and taxation work nowadays.
Yeah, I agree, Rajesh. So if you look at from a opportunity perspective, so definitely if somebody is Indian chartered accountant, they have exposure to Indian taxes, and a lot of Indians are residing in US. So, imagine a professional who understand US taxes, Indian taxes, both at the same time, right? They can help NRIs to file their returns. So शार्क टैंक हम लोग जब देखते हैं ना तो हम सबका एक फाइनेंशियल लिटरेसी बढ़ जाता है कि ऐसी जगह पे जहाँ पे पैसा है, राइट, द द एग्जैक्ट स्पॉट्स वेयर देयर इज अ मनी, राइट, यू शुड बी पार्ट ऑफ दैट स्पॉट, राइट, सो यू कैन बी एक्चुअली पार्ट ऑफ द इकोसिस्टम, राइट। अभी मैंने एक फिनशॉट पे एक आर्टिकल पढ़ा था कि जहाँ पे अवर इंडिया का एक अच्छा खासा मार्केट है इनकम टैक्स के हिसाब से कि दे आर शिफ्टिंग फ्रॉम अ लोअर ब्रैकेट टू हायर ब्रैकेट, राइट, एंड दैट्स व्हाई द brands are actually increasing their prices, right, and they are still being profitable, and people are actually trying those new products with the higher prices as well, right. So these are all strategies. So I see also chartered accountants, for them this is a very good opportunity. They can probably open an offshore unit, or they can independently take NRI returns where there is a very low probability of others being working. So yeah, there's a great opportunity I see. So yeah, I mean, now slowly we will gradually, because now we have a complete perspective on how the US tax industry has been growing, what kind of opportunities had have, right? You have a complete perspective. Thanks, Rishabh, for that. We will just quickly look at the the difference between Indian tax system, right, and domestic tax system, right? So Rajesh bhai, over to you, right? Please help us
Yes. Yeah.
understanding what are the fundamental basics, differences between Indian tax system and US tax. Doesn't matter, guys, if you don't know anything about Indian tax system, right? Just it's okay, but somewhere we need to start. So we will definitely keep Indian tax system as a base, and then we will go very slow from the basic, from the scratch, for the our basic class, master class. So yes, Rajesh bhai, over to you, and then we will take up few of the questions which are being asked. So guys, please ask your questions in the chat panel. I have seen few of the questions which will be ended post Rajesh bhai completes his presentation. Thank you.
Okay. So will you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can. There is a calculator as well. So
Okay.
yeah, you
Okay.
can
Just
minimize
wait.
that.
Yeah.
Perfect, Rajesh bhai. Thank you. Yeah.
Just wait. Now you are able to see the Excel.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so can we, if you are talking about the jurisdictions, so in USA, we have a federal system like on federal level and the state levels, and in India we have a like at the central level and the state governments we have to, and we do have like in India we have income tax department, but in USA we call IRS, Internal Revenue Systems. And about talking about type of taxes, like in the USA we have different four types of tax brackets, like individual and corporations. Corporation is business, and we do have like a payroll taxes in USA, which includes social security and Medicare taxes, which is 6.2 and 1.45 percentage. And there is a capital gain tax rate, estate tax, and excise tax. And at the state level tax, they have like state income tax, sales tax, and property tax. And while in India we do have like just like individual and corporations, and apart from that, in India we have like GST, goods and services tax, or indirect taxes. And about tax rate, there's a progressive tax rate. So when your income increases, your tax rate also increases. So high income individuals paying higher taxes, and lower people paying less tax. And about India, there is also a progressive tax rate with different tax slabs, like depends on their income level. And about SS systems, social security systems, social security and medical tax fund are the programs where are the contributions made by the employers and employee. In USA called the social security systems, but in India we do have a, like, like EPF, Employee Provident Fund, and Employee State Insurance and other similar schemes. And about can we are talking about the US system is state level sales tax, and the rates are very different from state to state and locality. And in India, we do have like GST, which is comprehensive indirect tax that replace multiple taxes, right? And about tax filing compliances, we have like a tax in the US filing tax returns with the IRS, and compliance is monitored at the federal and state levels. While in India, we have TaxPay India file annual income tax return with the income tax department, and compliance is monitored by the central government and the tax year. So in the USA, we follow the calendar year, which is from 1st January to 31st December. And India, we do have like from the 1st April to the 31st March is a tax year. And about the tax treaties. So the US has tax treaties with various different countries. So to have double taxes, and if you pay any taxes to the foreign countries, then you will get the credit. So you do avoid a double taxation. And about India, the same things, we have a double tax avoidance agreements with the several countries, so we can also avoid double taxation. So these are all the basic overview of how they differentiate the Indian tax structure and the US tax structure. That's all.
So guys, this is just an overview. Okay, don't be worried. What's going on? What's US taxation? What's Indian taxation? You don't have to worry at all. See, if I can do it, anyone can do it. It's just that this is a basic difference between the Indian taxation and US taxation. And from my experience and from a very friendly conversation, I can tell you one thing, that US taxation is way more simpler than Indian taxation. Maybe I, when I saw the polling, I saw that couple of people are from CA background. You guys might have heard about VK Singhania, and we used to read that huge book for the Indian taxation. And at the end of the day, when we appear for the examination, we are unable to crack down what's there in the question, what exactly the question is asking about. Whereas in US taxation, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to read any book or any concepts that I have mentioned in VK Singh. And it's very, Indian taxation is actually much more complicated as compared to US taxation. In short, I can say it's very simple, it's beautiful. If maybe in later sections, maybe in upcoming sections, we will be talking about the forms, various books, various parts, various corporate culture. Sorry, not the corporate culture, corporate filings and individual filings. Then you will be having a better idea about the US taxation. And then at that point of time, you will be able to realize, you will be able to compare the difference between the US taxation and Indian taxation. But don't worry about what we have just shown you right now. It's just a overview, a brief comparison.
A
But
brief. Yeah.
a brief, but after few days, you will be like pro in US taxation.
Yeah. So what I can gauge from here is that we typically follow the 1st April to 31st March as a financial year, whereas US perceive it as a 1st January. So calendar year, right? So 1st January, 31st December, somewhere, I feel, it is much more easier to,
Easy.
go by calendar year, right? So in Indian taxes, there are typical months that you gotta remember. So yeah, very difficult. And tax structure is a little different. They have got state-specific tax laws, right? So yeah, I mean, somewhere, I also feel their tax system is much more, let's say, it is not that complex. So,
Exactly.
so you will definitely, enjoy learning. But yes, the first PPT, which was shared by Rishabh, and the sheet which was shared by Rajesh bhai, right? Both of them will be shared to you guys in the group itself, right? Where you guys can access to it. So don't worry about it, and you can go through the material and check it. But yes, I mean, it's time where we allow our participants to talk, right? So you guys, please raise your hand, and we will directly take questions from you, right, and answer your questions. So yeah, guys, raise your hands, and we will add you in the meeting, and we will allow you. You would be able to allowed to speak, right, and then we will take the questions which are being asked in the chat panel. So yes, guys, please raise your hand so we can add you. So I see Vandana has raised her hand, and I am allowing her to speak. Vandana, you can just unmute yourself, and you can ask any questions that you might have. Is there anybody wants to be uh ask you want to ask questions right away to us, and you would be able to answer them right away?
Guys, you can even type your message or your question on the chat as well. We will be addressing those and those questions as well.
Perfect. So couple of questions that we have received. First, for an experienced Indian chartered accountant, whether it makes sense to CPA to become or to do CPA and EA. So yeah, when I see there is an advantage. Honestly, if somebody is a chartered accountant, he would be able to guide people more on the income tax side, right? So they become eligible to file NRI returns because of their knowledge. They understand DTAA very well, right? And this gives them an advantage. Second thing is that when you are exposed to US taxes, right, you can actually directly work with the US firms, or there are few websites also where people are actually looking for tax professional, and you can secure your work. If you are CA and you are doing CPA or enrolled agent, again, your chances of getting into big four increases, or those overseas firm increases. There are the advantages that I see, for a chartered accountant to do CP and EA. Enrolled agent is much more, let's say, easier. I would say. I mean, saying easy is not the right way to portray it, but every course has its own nitty and gritties. But yes, I mean, probably CPA is much more wider course where there are comprehensive four subjects to approach and longer durations compared to enrolled agent, where you have a tax specific area to tackle, which is divided into three parts. We will come to that later in our later sessions. But yes, if you are actually working really well, and you are really well at understanding the concepts, because they test you on the MCQ basis. There is no written test here. So if you're conceptually really clear, then you can pass the enrolled agent test and become an qualified uh, tax professional in the industry. Yes, we are getting questions from Chirag. He's working as a virtual engineer. What are the chances of becoming enrolled being from non-accounting background? So yeah, I think from non-accounting background, uh, let's ask experts this question. Rishabh, a person who is working from non-accounting background, what are the chances of for him to become an enrolled agent? Definitely, that will depend on both of your upcoming classes, right? How you guys can help them. But yes, Rishabh, over to you.
Okay, so Chirag, thank you for your question. In very simple words, there is no issue whether you are from a accounting background or if you are not from an accounting background. There is no problem at all. You guys can come at any point of time. You can learn it. The thing is that the major thing which you are going to understand in EA is the law. Basically, what exactly the law is talking about, what exactly how the numbers are being flowing, what exactly the form is saying. You are going to learn about those kind of things. Accounting is not related to your EA curriculum. First thing first. Second thing, once you have cleared your EA, at that after clearing your EA, when you go into the industry, at that point of time your accounting role will come take place, because if you are going to enter into this industry, you will be called as a tax accountant. When you are called as a tax accountant, that means you have the knowledge of the taxation and you have the knowledge of accounting. But in EA, we are going to focus majorly on the law aspect. What exactly the law is saying, what exactly the laws are there for the US taxation from the individual perspective, from the corporate perspective. And one more thing I would like to add on Vinay's question, a very already Amrit have pointed out on that particular area, which is the timing. If you want to do CPA, the timing will be little bit more. Whereas if you do EA, the timing will be in a shorter, as compared to EA, it is way more shorter. And the second thing is that your urge to learn US taxation, more detailed knowledge for the US taxation, you will be getting in EA, and comparatively lower experience or lower knowledge you will be getting in CPA. Why? Because CPA covers everything. CPA will be covering about auditing part, CPA will be covering about the taxation part, and other two more parts are there, accounting part as well. Whereas EA is specifically meant for those people who want to live in US taxation, they want to breathe out taxation, they want to eat taxation, and they want to walk like taxation. So if you want to really learn about the taxation, EA is the heart of US taxation. And if you want to learn about everything about the auditing and about the taxation, then CPA is for you. But do remember, timing will be the crucial part of CPA and EA. Guys, anything else?
Yeah, so there was one more question which was being asked by Jitendra Jain. If we become enrolled agent within 2 years of joining, do integrity will hike our consideration? So I mean, this is a very variable kind of a question which changes because of a lot of circumstances. But yes, I mean, I can say whether it is integrity or any other company, right? So getting a designation is directly linked to a growth because let's say companies typically get, you know, uh, uh, you know, higher compensation for get providing a qualified resources, and companies like integrity definitely believe in passing out that benefit, right? So definitely, this is what, I can say that this would definitely, help you for a career growth. And even if you are in accounting domain, and we become an enrolled agent, will integrity hike our consideration? See, I mean, let's say this is a very different questions. I mean, if I can answer it from my experience. So first thing is that to put somebody on a job, skill is really important, and then qualification plays a role. So let's say, taking as an example, somebody from accounting domain and they have done EA but with zero practical experience, right? They are put on a job and they cannot perform really well. So it will not make any sense to you know uh, you know put that hike into consideration. The person needs to be equally well in the practical application of that knowledge as well. So you have to understand that when I am sitting there on a hiring chair, right, I'll always see the skills of the person, right? But yes, this is an industry where qualification also matters. People get hike because of this, but the core skills that it requires, you need to have a right skill set to get the things done, get the conceptual clarity. And that's what that happened with the Rajesh as well, right? So that is my answer to you. The next question is um uh, I think okay. Uh, I
I don't think so. We have any question. Valak, do you have
Perfect.
anything?
Yeah.
You have raised your hand. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Vanna.
All right. So we are keeping our session till here, guys. Thank you so much for being part of this session, and it was wonderful to have you. So this is a completely five total five sessions we will be taking in this particular series. This initiative is powered by Integrity Academy, where we are on a mission to empower 500,000 professionals. So we are coming up with global designations, right? Like CPA, enrolled agent, CMA, right? At a very negligible cost. The idea is to provide our Indian commercial background of professionals to provide a global exposure, right? We in Integrity, we have cracked that you can have a very good growth opportunities if you cross the boundaries. So now it is time for everyone to join the journey. So we have launched our first course, enrolled agent course. 2024 batches start post our tax season. But yes, this is the basic 5 session course that we have designed specially to get you into the tax industry, right? You will learn all the basics, and then post tax season you can, if you wish to join the enrolled agent batch, you can join. So currently it is available at 2999, right? I will not insist you to join. I mean, you'll definitely see that course and you will find it at 2999. Typically these courses are available at 50 60,000 in the market, right? And our current terms and condition says that if you pass your enrolled agent, you get all your money back to 999, right? But somewhere post, so this course is applicable till February 29. So this will not make sense for anyone for you to enroll for this course, right? We will launch 2024 series post tax season, that is post April. In the month of May there is a completely new batch which starts, right? So at that time, right, you guys can register if you are interested, right? But we are on a mission to train 500 thousand people, so approximately 500,000 people to join this journey and get themselves exposed to the global firms, companies, right? So that's our large mission. Please join, spread the word, follow us. I have shared I'm gonna share Rishabh's LinkedIn profile as well, right? You guys can connect with him on LinkedIn as well. He's a great guy. He will help you with any questions that you might have. Uh, Rajesh bhai, I have asked and requested him to create his LinkedIn profile.
Sure, sure, definitely, I'll do that.
So yeah, I mean, over a period of time, as I see, you are emerging as a leader in this
Mhm.
category in education. So a lot of students would like to connect with you on LinkedIn as well. So please create your LinkedIn profile.
Sure, definitely, I'll do that.
Follow us on Integrity
Mm.
Academy page as well, guys. And definitely, we will need your support to spread awareness about this, because many of us, we know what is CPA, but it is one of the toughest. But there are other courses like enrolled agent, CMA, right, which are much more, which requires lesser efforts, and you will be qualified as a global professionals. So I insist you guys to start exploring those kind of courses. And we are on a mission to uh, launch such courses. So we are you know working on getting CPA course live. We are working on CMA course live. We are working on CIA course live. So definitely, you will see few of the courses launch. You stay connected in our community, so we will keep on sharing news about it. But yes, we are very happy for sharing your valuable time today. And thank you so much, guys. We are ending it today. Tomorrow sharp 12, we will start with our US tax journey. Please do join. And we are looking at the greatest of opportunities waiting for you. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you so much, guys. You have been a great audience. We'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Bye bye. Yeah.